The mainstream left is tacitly supporting a fascist group that is committing terrorism to crush civil rights in the United States. Let that sink in.
To just make a statement by being here, and I think the protesters are doing the same, and props to them for the ones who are doing it non-violently, but I think that's a very rare thing indeed, so thank you.
Are you surprised? Thank you. Ma'am?
This is how they reacted to the beating, the pepper spraying of women, and the violent rioting at UC Berkeley last night. BuzzFeed writer Hannah Jewell.
Laughing my ass off, Berkeley.
Vice writer Hussein Kasvani.
Listening to Milo on Fox in light of all the stuff happening in Berkeley, and how he's being allowed to appear reasonable in all this.
Right, so a gay man giving a talk about offensive Halloween costumes versus violent rioters attacking women with pepper spray and flagpoles. And you're saying Milo is the unreasonable one. MSNBC producer Kyle Griffin.
Trump is considering pulling federal funds from UC Berkeley because he's upset about protests over a Breitbart editor.
Bludgeoning people with wooden poles because they have a different opinion to you isn't a protest, you utter twat. That's violent assault. Google engineer Adrienne Porterfeld.
Last night I got a call from the UC Berkeley Alum Association asking for donations. Wonder if they're psychic. Time to donate, I think.
Yeah, time to donate because there's just not enough money to fund vicious attacks on people for exercising their free speech rights, is there? The mayor of Berkeley.
Using speech to silence marginalised communities and promote bigotry is unacceptable. Hate speech isn't welcome in our community.
But using fists, feet, flagpoles and pepper spray to silence speech, that's tolerant and liberal. Hollywood director Judd Apatow.
This is just the beginning. When will all the fools who are still supporting Trump realise what is at stake?
Oh, we've realised it, Judd. We've realised what's at stake. You want to threaten 55 million American gun owners with civil war. Yeah, good luck with that, you fucking cretinous cunt. This is one of the organisers, Yvette Falarka. She claimed Milo's free speech was raping and killing her.
What they're really trying to do is they're trying to assert their power, threaten us, intimidate us, rape us, kill us.
Who's to blame for inciting this mayhem? Time magazine for legitimising violent riots during Ferguson. Newsweek for celebrating the attack on Richard Spencer. The Nation for romanticising the attack on Richard Spencer. Regressive leftists like Nazreen Malik who say violence against Trump supporters should be tolerated. Regressive leftists like India Knight and the deluge of other journalists who called for or joked about Trump being assassinated. George Soros, financier of domestic terrorism. Arrest him and confiscate his wealth. Let's put this in perspective. The left is more outraged about Trump's Supreme Court pick, calling his high school club Fascism Forever as a joke back in the 80s than they are about actual fascists viciously beating innocent people. Oh yeah, and good job, Antifa. So instead of a speech to 200 people, you gave Milo and his message a national media platform that reached millions of people. Well done, idiots! Let's be clear though, Antifa doesn't care how many times you insult them. They don't care that they're loathed by the vast majority of Americans. This is not about attracting support. It's about intimidating people out of exercising their First Amendment right to attend a Milo event. These people are fascists. Antifa also knows that it can rely on the mainstream media to report the fake news that this was a protest. It wasn't a protest, it was a violent riot. But the media will continue to report that it was a protest because it fits into their chaos narrative. The media will never acknowledge that this was a violent riot because they want to maintain the chaos narrative that the Trump administration is illegitimate, permanently in crisis, and unstable. In reality, the only thing that is illegitimate is these protests, because they're not protests, they're violent riots and have no place in a civil society. When all you have left is violence, you've lost the argument. For years, the left compensated for having no argument by calling us racist, bigots, Islamophobes and misogynists. And for many years it worked. Now it no longer works. So what do they have left? Intimidation, thuggery, and domestic terror. This is why Trump won. This is Trump's campaign ad for the 2020 election. This is the new left. Fascism has returned under the guise of liberalism. Click the link below to subscribe to the channel, and for more breaking news go to Infowars.com.